poor to rich. James was a poor boy. He lived in a small village with his mother. Their house was very small. It had only one room. The walls were made of mud. The roof was made of tin sheets. When it rained, water came inside. They had no electricity. At night, they used a small oil lamp. There was no fan, no fridge, no TV. James's father had died when he was 5 years old. His mother worked in the fields. She earned very little money. Some days, they had only one meal. Some days, they slept without food. But James never cried. He was strong. He loved his mother very much. He wanted to give her a better life. James went to a small village school. It was far from his house. He walked 5 kilometers every day. He had no shoes. He walked barefoot on the hot road. He had only one shirt and one pant. He washed them every night and wore them again the next day. The other children laughed at him. They called him names. Some said, "Look at the rag boy." Others laughed because he had no lunchbox. James stayed quiet. He did not fight back. He just smiled and went to class. He listened to the teachers carefully. He sat in the front row. He asked questions. He wrote notes. He loved learning. He wanted to know more. His favorite subject was English. He wanted to speak like the people on TV. But he had no books. He had no pencils. He used old pieces of paper to write. Sometimes he used charcoal to write on walls. Still, he did his homework. His teachers saw his hard work. They liked him. They helped him with extra lessons. One day, there was a test in school. James got the highest marks. Everyone was surprised. The teacher gave him a prize. It was a storybook. It was about a poor boy who became a king. James read that book again and again. He thought, if that boy can become a king, maybe I can become rich. From that day, James started dreaming. Every night, he looked at the stars and said, "One day, I will build a big house for my mother. I will earn money. I will never let her cry again." After school, James helped his mother. He brought water from the well. He collected firewood. He washed clothes. Then, he sat under the streetlight and studied. There was no light inside the house. Mosquitoes bit him. The wind was cold. But he kept reading. On Sundays, he worked at a tea shop. He cleaned the tables. He washed cups. The shop owner gave him some coins. James saved all the money in a small tin box. He called it his dream box. He did not buy sweets. He did not buy toys. He only saved. One day, his teacher told him about a big school in the city. The school gave free education to poor children. The teacher said, "James, you are very smart. You must apply." James was nervous. He had never left the village. But he wanted to try. He studied hard for the entrance test. He did not sleep much. He wanted to win. Finally, the day came. He went to the city for the exam. There were many children. Some wore good clothes. Some came in cars. James had only one shirt and a torn bag. But he was not afraid. He gave the test. He gave his best. After a month, the result came. James had passed. He got full scholarship, free books, free uniform, free food, and free stay. His mother cried with joy. She hugged him and said, "Go, my son. Make your dreams come true." James packed his few clothes. He took his books and his dream box. He also carried the storybook that changed his life. He hugged his mother and left for the city. The city was very big. There were tall buildings, many cars, and bright lights. James felt small. He had never seen such places before. He reached the school hostel. It had clean rooms, soft beds, and a big dining hall. For the first time, James slept on a mattress. But things were not easy. The other students spoke good English. They wore clean clothes. They had laptops and phones. James felt different. He did not understand their jokes. He could not speak fluently. Some students laughed at him. They said, "You are from a village. You cannot speak English." James felt sad. He cried alone at night. But he did not give up. He remembered his dream. He said to himself, "I will learn. I will speak well. I will become successful." He started reading English books. He watched English videos. He wrote new words every day and practiced them. He spoke in front of a mirror. Slowly, he improved. His teachers helped him. One teacher, Mr. Wilson, said, "James, you're special. Never stop trying." James studied day and night. He got good marks in every subject. He became one of the top students. The school gave him a special award for best effort and progress. James was proud. In his free time, he went to the library. He read books about business and technology. He learned how people start companies. He read about websites, online stores, and new apps. He became very interested. He thought, "One day, I will start my own company." After school, he got admission to a good college. It was also in the city. He got a scholarship again. He chose to study business and computer science. He wanted to learn everything. College life was busy. James attended classes in the day. At night, he did part-time jobs. He cleaned offices, delivered food, and helped in shops. He used the money to buy a second-hand laptop. It was old, but it worked. James started learning web design. He watched free tutorials. He practiced every day. Soon, he made his first website. It was simple, but he was happy. He thought, "Now I can help others sell online." He got an idea. His village had many people who made handmade goods, baskets, mats, soaps, and wooden items. But they had no way to sell them outside. James thought, "What if I sell their products online?" He called the idea Village Hands. He made a simple website. He uploaded pictures of the products. He added prices and contact numbers. He shared the link on social media. At first, nothing happened. There were no orders. Days passed. James felt sad. But he did not stop. He improved the website. He learned about online marketing. He made videos showing how the products were made. He told the stories of the workers. Slowly, orders started coming. People liked the natural and handmade goods. James packed the products himself. He took them to the courier office. He thanked every customer. He gave part of the money to the villagers. The business grew. He added more items. He hired 2 boys from his village to help. He paid them well. He also gave some money to his mother. She used it to repair their old house. She was very happy. James kept studying. He passed college with high marks. But now, he had a dream that was even bigger. He wanted to open a second store. This one would sell natural soaps and oils. He called it Pure Earth. He learned how to make natural soap from online videos. He taught the women in his village. They made the soap, and he sold it. Orders came from different cities. Soon, his monthly income grew. He opened a small office. He hired a small team. He became a businessman. But James did not forget his past. He started free training programs. He taught poor students how to use computers. He taught them how to design, write, and sell online. He gave jobs to many of them. James was now a business owner. His online store Village Hands was doing well. His second business Pure Earth was growing fast. His team was small but hardworking. They worked like a family. James started getting noticed. People in the city started talking about him. News websites shared his story. One news channel invited him for an interview. The host asked, "James, you came from nothing. What is your secret?" James smiled and said, "I never gave up. I had a dream. And I worked hard every day." More people saw his interview. They visited his website. Orders increased again. James used the money to open a warehouse. He hired more people. He gave jobs to women from villages who had never worked before. One day, a big investor saw James's story. He called James and said, "I want to invest in your company." James was surprised. The investor offered a large amount of money to grow the business. James accepted. He now had money to grow faster. He bought better machines for the villagers. He improved packaging. He made better videos. He shipped his products to other countries too. Soon, James became a young millionaire. He bought a new house for his mother. It was big and beautiful. It had many rooms, a garden, and a library. His mother cried when she saw it. She said, "You made my dream come true." James hugged her and said, "You gave me the strength, Ma. This is your success too." James also visited his old school in the village. The walls were broken. There were no benches. He remembered sitting on the floor. He remembered how hard it was to study. He called the village head and said, "I want to rebuild the school." He built new classrooms, clean toilets, and a computer room. He gave books, bags, and uniforms to all the children. He hired good teachers. He also built a new library and named it after his father. He wanted other children to dream big. He said to them, "I was once like you, poor, barefoot, and hungry. But I had a dream. If I can do it, you can too." James did not stop there. He started a program called Dream Builders. It gave scholarships to poor students. It taught them computer skills, English, and how to start a business. Many of them got good jobs. Some even started small shops and companies. One day, James was invited to speak at a big event in the city. Many rich people and leaders were there. James walked on the stage. He wore a simple shirt and jeans. He looked at the crowd and began to speak. He said, "I was born poor, but I was never poor in dreams. My mother gave me courage. My teachers gave me knowledge. The world gave me challenges, but I turned them into steps. Every step took me closer to my goal. You don't need money to start. You need a reason. You need a strong why. For me, it was my mother. I wanted to make her smile. That one reason gave me energy every day." To all the young people watching, never laugh at small beginnings. Never feel shy because you are poor. Every big tree starts as a seed. Keep watering your dream. One day, it will grow. The audience stood up and clapped. Some had tears in their eyes. James was now invited to colleges and seminars. He became a voice for village youth. He did not wear suits. He did not speak difficult English. He kept things simple. Everyone could understand him. Years passed. James built more schools. He opened training centers in 5 states. His businesses continued to grow. But he stayed humble. He always said, "My success is not just mine. It belongs to every boy and girl who thinks they are small. I want them to see that they can rise too." James became a symbol of hope. People from across the country wrote letters to him. Some said, "You changed my life." Others said, "Because of you, I started something." He read each letter with love. One evening, James sat in his garden with his mother. The sun was setting. Birds were flying home. His mother looked at him and said, "You are now rich, my son." James looked at her and smiled. He said, "No, Ma. I was rich the day I decided not to give up. That was the real wealth." They both sat quietly. The wind was soft. The house behind them glowed with light. The same boy who once studied under a streetlight now lit up the lives of many. This is not just a story. This is a mirror. It shows what we can become. No matter where you are, no matter what you have, you can rise. If James can do it, so can you.